Evil and Treach happened to be amongst the top. I mean, cream de cream of our neighborhood when it came to cripping. These dudes were ferocious, courageous, and fearless. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, they were, they were intelligent.
Be very careful who you talk to, because you'll never know who the informant is, who the cooperating witness may be, and you never know somebody who was a friend today may have been flipped the night before and become your enemy tomorrow.
About humanity, putting truth in these lines, while they busy feeding lies. When you got that tunnel vision, gotta open up your eyes. Wake up and go to sleep. Man, I'm praying all times. And to my guys, ain't no other side. This for my brothers, I'ma pray with y'all shine. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Lock the door. Go ahead, lock the door. Yeah, you already know.
Depending on the lessons, some people eat, some people learn. But the game is going to send you big.
Professor Melly Bell Hood posting back with Sparks. Sparks, every time I used to hear about the Raymonds, I would hear Sparks, Evil and Treach. Those three names was like, to me, synonymous with Raymond. And I'm not trying to diminish anything or make anybody feel any different about what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm just, my experience. It's my anecdotal experience.
Right.
Those three names. And then everybody else I start hearing about and learning about, and even Fat Rat, when he was to come in the parking lot of the Hillview, and Slim and all them come from the other way, and they little homeboys would get out there, get down,
Right, right.
But when I mention that three, what comes to mind for you? What's your experience?
Well, me being an original Raymond Avenue Crip, I kind of Crip with every down soldier in my neighborhood, period. Evil and Treach happened to be amongst the top. I mean, cream de cream of our neighborhood when it came to cripping. These dudes were ferocious, courageous, and fearless. You know what I'm saying? And not only that, they were, they were intelligent. You know what I mean? They were about their money. They was about their sovereignty in their neighborhood. And basically, man, to run up on one of them is
you gotta know what you're doing.
A mistake. It's a mistake. And I don't know. You better know what you're doing because it was a mistake. I ran with them both extensively. I was associated with not only them two, but my road dog Spud, rest in peace. My brother Lavelle, Scrooge. We can go with my little brother Scraggs. We can go on and on and on about this.
Bobby Mitchell.
Q-Tip.
That's my guy right there.
Fatso. We had our fair share of reputables in Raymond, but when it came down to you hearing about Sparks, Evil and Treach, it mainly evolves out of me being just front and center, not with those two, but with almost every Raymond Avenue Crip in my era. So everybody in my neighborhood, I done grind with. I done held this blue rag with. including Evil and Treach. And they are amongst, believe me, the best soldiers you ever want to have by your side when it comes to getting down. People associate us. We was all in YAs together, camps together, juvenile halls together. We did it all. We was raised up together. We started out at elementary school, and we ran that neighborhood together. When people thought about the consequences of going up against Raymond, they did pretty much oftentimes take into account the consequences of dealing with Evil, Treach, Lavelle, and the SPARKS. We went out there and did what we did with the best of them, and tried to represent the blue rag to the utmost, homeboy. That's what we did. So yeah, that's basically why you hear Evil and Treach, they legends in and of in their own right. They write books now. They're very educated. With respects to Evil, he's the word master, the wordsmith. He always been like that since we were 14, 15. He always been in love with words. And when we went to St. Quentin, he instituted the vocabulary mandate for the Crips on the yard. We all had to learn 10 different words a week, be able to define them, say them, and spell them. So he was always, he still is a man that's reading every day, writing.
That's most important, man. Reading and writing, man. I read and write. I used to fight and shoot, but I read and write.
Yeah, that's what they do. They read, they write, they think, and they're some of the most courageous people that you would ever want to come across. It's just that simple.
Your young homeboy, Day Day, that's my loved one right there. I talk to him daily. Yeah. And we were talking about his brother, Bardog. Right. He said, Melly Mel, he said, they didn't kill Bardog. Gang banging killed Bardog. He knew exactly, he know what happened, but that's his explanation. That's how he deal with it, man. And he say, man, I'm gonna call my partner and we're gonna kick the ball back and forth like soccer. And that's what we do every day, man. Yes, sir. Most days. And I love that guy. Him and Baby Crazo, I talk to them often,
Yeah, my homies. Yes. Yeah. I talk to Day quite a bit. Quite the character. He always got something slick to say. And his brother Bardog, man, rest in peace, is another one, out of my neighborhood, man, that is among the truest when it comes to this crippling. So he was a legend, Bardog was, and still is, as a matter of fact, but unfortunately, man, yes, gangbanging did kill him. You know what I mean? This rival gang stuff that caught him, and ended his life, So that part is true, and it's true for so many others in my neighborhood, or in everybody's neighborhood. There's not a gang out there today that I know of that has not lost loved ones to these streets. It's just inevitable. It comes with the territory. It's part of the culture. Unfortunate as it is, that's what it is, and it's still happening right now today. I mean, it was probably happening before. It was happening before the advent of Crips. Crips then captured the imagination, or Crips and Blood then pretty much encapsulated issues in the streets that were going on in the 40s, 30s, 20s. Chicago, New York, every ghetto that we have, out in Oakland, out here in Watts, it was always one gang, and whether it be at the Slausons, the Figueroa Boys, the Chain Gang, all these gangs,
gladiators, rebel rousers,
yes, man, the brims. You know what I mean? So it's a self-perpetuating phenomenon that Crips and Bloods and pretty much brought all of those forever. You know, they say Crips doing it, Bloods doing this. It was here, bro. It was here. It was here. You just see it mobilized in those two little sayings now, Crips, Bloods. You know what I'm saying? And how big they is. You know, and Crips and the Bloods brought a little bit different flavor to everything, you know, especially the Crips. The Crips first ones with the uniforms, the dress code.
Everybody followed that trend.
Everybody. I mean, where you couldn't back in them days without consequence. You can do it now free.
Yeah.
But back in them days, if we
you had to
with your left heel pierced, or you would have to been a member. You had to understand the consequences of not being a member and being caught by the Crips, because we took that very seriously. You know what we wore.
To the degree you couldn't just walk up and say I'm a Crip today. No.
Back you'd have to know somebody. You was
either you went down that line or some
because we all knew each other.
Yes.
East Side, West Side Company.
Yes.
So it was not as widespread, it was not as dispersed as it is today, but we all knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Long Beach, Pomona, we all knew each other.
Mm-hmm.
We all was in these gulags together. We all knew of or about one another. Even if I didn't meet you, and somebody said you Melly Mel from wherever, you see what I'm saying? I would know that. I would know that. I would know who you ran with. I would know who's over there. If you couldn't answer a certain, list of questions, you probably was going to get beat down.
Yeah.
You probably was going to be DP. Because you wasn't supposed to have them biscuits.
Shout out to Big Kelsey too, man, from Carson, man. When out there one.
Original West Side
Yes.
Kelsey. Yes, sir. Kelsey Thomas. I heard he was coming home, and I hope that's true.
Yeah, I do too, man. He's been gone so long. I actually wrote a letter and advocated for him to come home and everything. So
I hope they released the brother. He didn't did enough time.
Yeah, he don't did enough time.
Yes, and his little brother, man, unfortunately lost his life up in St. Quentin in the Gulag. Yes.
Damn.
But yeah, I know Kelsey very well. Was on many yards with him. Despite what most people would think about Kelsey Thomas, Kelsey Thomas is one of the greats.
A whole.
Yes, he is. And I hope that brother come home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's for sure.
Man, one of the most devastating things that happened in Santana is the loss of Turtle. I mean, it was like somebody gut punched you, you know what I mean?
Right.
And he was a guy loved by all.
Yeah.
Because there was nobody within the spectrum of Crippin' that he wouldn't touch, help, put him in a position to make money. Everybody was included in that. Yeah. Even to this day, a lot of people don't know that when what's the guy's name? Monster Cody.
Right.
When he got into a situation with whoever he was getting with it, he came over there and he found, whatever he was looking for. And I ain't gonna explain all that, but yeah. But I'm just telling you that this was a guy that,
Yeah, I did not know Turtle. Mm-hmm. I know Whiskey, so I know a little bit of the bloodline. Yes, I know Kidogo really well. So I did not really get a chance to meet Turtle. I heard a lot about the brother and what he was doing out there in Santana. He was bringing the bread to the plate, to the table, and he was representing. And I'm pretty sure somebody like that, man, a loss in a community of someone like that, of that, Hey man, it happens all too often in our communities. You see what I'm saying? But it's also, I'm not trying to say this in the wrong way, but when you out there in these streets, it's a old Japanese. This is a Japanese proverb. I think my brother shot it to me one day, and I kept it in my repertoire. The hammer that sticks up, the nail that sticks up, we'll get hammered down. So when you're out there, man, and you're doing what you're doing, man, and you're doing it, you know, blazingly out there, you're gonna cause a lot of envy. You're gonna cause a lot of friction. It's just baked into, you know, our whole.
Yeah, jealousy
being
can
out
hide and compliment, any envy can hide in support.
here. Yeah. So I don't know what happened.
And
with
love
Turtle.
can hide within hate.
Exactly. I don't know what the circumstances is with Turtle, but I do know his brother. I don't know what happened to the brother, but yes, I bet you that was a gut shot
Yeah, it
to
was.
Santana.
Yeah.
From the prison yard, you know, his name was ringing on the prison yards. And he was doing his thing. I was with his brother on many yards. And me and his brother went through that county jail together back in 83, 84. Turned that whole thing out. Yeah. And I was at the, you know, Kidogo unfortunately died inside prison, you know, some health complications. And, you know, I was at his homecoming. So, but we used to talk a lot on the phone, you know, before his homecoming. And that was one thing that was heavy on his heart, you know.
Oh yeah, for sure, without a doubt.
But yeah, I can imagine, bro. I can imagine.
Let's talk about your what you're doing today. And matter of fact, we're gonna lock it right here. We'll lock the door and we'll come back.
Okay.
Sparks and Melly, lock the door.
Cali Miners, baby. Proof of grind all the time. Music money. Got a dollar sign. Hub City. I'm a street nigga. Streets fuck with me. I'ma keep pushing products to the feds get me. It's guap off top. Diamond Cartier. That nigga wall won't give a broke bitch the time of day. They see me climbing. They see me shining. That's hard work. Proof of grinding. New money got me tipping in that 550. Ali, bad man, and I'm so pretty. I got that tech with me. That's my hater sprayer. Go big, grind now, nigga, play later. What can I say? I'm addicted to this paper stacking. And I don't talk about it. I just make it happen. Word